What's up, guys? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle on this fine, warm California evening. At least it is where I'm at. It's actually pretty warm today. I actually had to break out the summer clothes finally, but we are back here playing Warlock, Master of the Arcane. Welcome, and let's get started. So, where we had left off, we were actually pretty much divvying up the remains of King Lich's area, and what had snuck past my... what had snuck past my radar was that there is no diplomatic victory in this game. I just assumed that for a 4X, diplomatic victories were possible. And so, we are going to have to go after our good friend, Nicholas Frost. But we're going to allow him a moment of peace. Instead, what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to mop up some of these neutral territories. And so, let's see what we've got to do on this turn. So it looks like we have some construction here in Bulgaria, and given that we have lots of mana, lots of gold, all kinds of good things happening, I don't really know what I want to build here, but I suppose, let's see, there's a mana farm or we can go with the mana vault. Let's go with the mana vault, I think. We've got loads of mana, but it never hurts to have a tad more. We've got some bombardment here that's good to go. What can we shoot at? We can shoot at his magic tower. We can punish it for being a towery tower, you towery tower, sir. And then we'll hit it with a critical hit from our catapult, which will knock it out of commission. Let's see if we can get Os's Batum taken care of in this next little bit. We're just going to keep on bombarding. Everything we can throw at it is what we're going to continue to chuck in its direction. And it looks like we're not quite going to make it on this turn, unless, can my mages finish it? 25 health, almost. Wonder if we can soften it up with a magic spell. No, not going to let me soften you up with a magic spell? Well, fine then. I didn't want to soften you up anyways. I think I can get my ogre to here, but yeah. Oh, never mind. He's actually going to be able to take the city, and so there's another one under our control. Now, it's probably in our best interest to let a lot of these little guys rest before we go after Nicholas Frost. It's also probably in our best interest to eliminate some of these larger armies that are up in the north. Now, we've left them without a leader, and as we know, historically, that's probably not going to end well for us. We can't have, like, roving hordes of just Mongolian destroyers going on. We can't have any of that going on. We can't have craziness occurring, so we need to have a little semblance of order. Let's do a pig farm real fast right there. And then we got 4 level ups, so our catapult has leveled up. Hooray for you, catapult. He's like, yay! What does a catapult have at its birthday party? You're probably expecting a punchline there, but I got nothing. I have nothing, you guys. It's probably going to be a good idea to move him forward and start firing on these bat forts. Let's get the remainder of all these skeletal soldiers. Now that they've gotten a ton of XP, we'll get them rested up. And this level right here, we're going to give them regeneration, I think, because they're pretty beat up. We're going to give this group regeneration as well. And then we're also going to give him, warrior spirit. We'll give him the spirit magic boost because it's pretty rare that anything has resistance to spirit magic. Additionally, we're going to buff that up a tad further with silver weaponry. And then, you know what? Why not? Let's give him elemental weaponry too. We'll just make him just an all-around ass kicker. So he's just completely loaded for bear right now. Now, I don't know what this group is doing right here. They're probably going to try and settle another neutral, maybe. We'll see what happens in the future. Now, we've got 7 units that are ready to roll out. I don't really know if I want to start setting up near Elfbush. He's got a lot of high-level cities, so this could turn into a prolonged engagement. I can't see his capital either, which is a problem. I don't see a crown on any of these, which one of my lovely friends told me down in the comments. I was never able to find people's capitals before. I guess it's got a crown. Let me see if mine has a crown. Does mine have a crown? It does. It has a little crown on top. So maybe... Nope, it's none of those 3. So I think it's probably... Honestly, the swirly-do has been working out pretty well for us. So I may swirly-do around, kill all the rebels, and then come back. I'm going to leave this group of clerics down here with this group of warriors. And, we have minotaurs. Minotaurs! Alright, so let's drag them out after they get rested, that is. This group should be able to just mash out that way. This group... Let's go ahead and promote them to veterans, just so that they get all the baseline boosts from being veterans. I've noticed that I've failed to promote a lot of my units, and I'd like to keep them all current. And we've got more Minotaurs right there that are just going to slide off to the right. I still haven't gotten to my Halberd Hall yet. That is the one thing that I've been looking forward to in this playthrough since I found that city, is I really wanted to mess around with the Halberd Hall. This group of Minotaurs here will probably come down along the border once they're all healed up, after they fought with the sea monster. It was a long, nasty battle. The sea monster was not willing to give up his... Well, he was kind of invading our territory, I suppose. And so we've got a new hero right here who is completely... she's got magic spells. So Elven Roots inflicts range damage and slows them down, and then Elven Movement. Huh. Well, let's give her Elven Movement. So That is an obnoxious voice. That is a squeaky, obnoxious voice. And so while we've got a few minutes, we'll probably ignore Nicholas Frost for the time being. I feel like he's probably pressing into this territory. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we'll go after Snow Castle next. Maybe like a simultaneous assault on everything. I don't really know what's going to work out better for us. We have this random tower right here too. Yeah, I was going to say the hordes are probably going to invade at some point. Now, why they would attack me uphill right there, I'm not really sure. That was a formulaic setup for an ass whipping, just a formulaic beatdown. And so, just a by-the-books beatdown, I guess. At least they didn't hit this group right here, which was the intelligent target. Oh, we still have an undead invasion occurring. I forgot about that. So let's go back down.
Congratulations! You have successfully researched a new spell.
And let's make sure we run them out of our territory. We've researched a new spell. Can we do the Unity spell yet? Because, frankly, the quickest way to finish this off... I mean, we don't have a lot of research going, though, so I don't even know if that's a valid way to win. I've heard that the game's victory conditions are somewhat unbalanced at times, so I don't really know what the best way to go about our business would be. I'm going to have her fire on the fort there, just do a little bit of damage and gain some XP. We'll have the skeletons march on into, just kind of form a shield wall right here, or a bone wall, or a wall of femurs, or whatever it is that they form a wall out of. Our merry men are going to take care of the last of that fort, I should think. Yep, and down it goes. Now this group right here needs to be dealt with, and so I'm going to allow my hero to step up into here, do a little bit of damage there. That's going to drive them back, which will let me, well, I thought would let me. Let's see what else we can do here. We'll go up to Snow Castle, and we will lay waste. 95! That may be the biggest hit I've ever seen in this game. That's a pretty impressive strike right there. Gar is quickly turning into one of my favorite units. Let's go ahead and wipe out the settlers right there. Just dwarvish annihilation. Just a crazy, hairy, beardy pile of death. Which sounds like it, well, the first half sounds like it could be used as a modifier for a porno, but the second half, not so much death. I mean, I'm sure there's a market for it, like snuff type stuff. Honestly, I don't even know if that kind of stuff exists, but let's see here. We have some construction ready to go. We'll go with the tax office is kind of a waste right now. Let's train some green bats. There we go. We'll get a couple groups of bats, and then we'll build ourselves a mana farm. There we go. With a few more mana farms, it'll be worth it to do the other, but for now, we've got some more construction. A temple to Agrella. We can get priestesses of Agrella. What is that built on? Is it built on something special? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm always good. I'm going to skip the Halberdiers Guild for just a moment, because frankly, that seems like it'd be kind of cool. I'm always a fan of clerics and things of that nature in D&D and games like that, so let's go with the other pumpkin farm right there, which I remember we set up right here to get at that, and then I kind of just forgot about it. We'll dismiss that spell research, and our wizards have leveled up once again. We can give them a bonus to death magic, but I don't think that's going to be particularly pertinent for them, because they are going up against mostly... Actually, we'll be going up against humans, so yeah, we'll give that to them. We've actually killed most of our undead foes, so might as well add a little bit extra. Oh, and she leveled up too. I remember seeing that pop up, and then I just forgot to do anything about it. Let's give her a little bit of bonus missile damage, because I like to buff up the beefcake out the damage, buff up the beefcake damage right there in the beginning. I just repeated myself like a crazy person with Tourette's. I don't even know what happened right there. Just totally skipped like a record. Oh my Gallius, what are you doing back here, buddy? Come on up, join the fun. And so our catapult is not going to be able to... Let's get him within range of Gorgonwood. We'll just get him set up now so that he can throw stones into Gorgonwood the moment that the war breaks out. Keep our Minotaurs moving, except for those ones. They're resting and just like partying because they held off that crazy Lich Assault, that Vampire Assault, or whatever it was that they held off. Either way, they earned it. They definitely earned it. And so I assume that Minotaurs would behave in like a similar fashion to Wookiees, so you always want to over-embellish the fact that they've accomplished something of note. You don't want them pulling off your arms and like freaking out, like, just making all kinds of crazy noises and messing with your infrastructure. And I think that's going to do it for now. Let's go ahead and pass our turn. And yeah, he's definitely firing at Nicholas Frost. I would like to take all this territory. God, look at this purple blob. If I was Nicholas Frost, I would be really terrified right now. I would just be completely and totally worried. I'm going to take some arrow fire there, but I doubt it's really going to do anything substantial. The Minotaurs are going to go back that way. Oh, they actually occupied the... Oh, there's a neutral over here that I chose to ignore like an idiot. So let's start out with construction. We have lots of construction going. Let's go with another mana farm. Why not? We have this massive desert right here, so we may as well use it to the best effect that we can. Secondly, we get to build something over here, and that's just going to be another craftsman's district here in Mount Worthless. Let me see if there's any bonus tiles for it. Doesn't look like it. That's okay, though. We're at the point now where we don't really need bonuses to pull this one out. Let's upgrade their attack damage so that in the future, when we get ourselves into combat with them, they'll be ready to roll. And I do like that they've got the extra movement points. I feel as though they're able to make a little bit of extra ground, and I like that. This unit, keep it moving out that way. I don't think we're going to suffer any weird special attacks from the west. And how far can he move? To there? And I was hoping he'd be able to wipe out that tower with a single gust. A single gust of ghostly gas, or whatever it is that he fires at our enemy. Jello-the-droom. It sounds like a place that would have, like, Jello. And surprisingly, I don't really like Jello that much. Jello reminds me of being sick, because that's what I used to always eat when I would have, like, the flu, because you're not allowed to have, like, real food while you're sick. So for whatever reason, Jello just reminds me of being ill, and as such, I just don't like it that much. Don't like being ill, don't like Jello. It's no comment on Bill Cosby. I just plain don't like it. And so we've conquered this right here. Let's see if we can just one-shot this right here. There we go, there's another 96. We'll swing him out to there, we'll bring the dwarves in, and there it is. So we are just ridiculously rolling out. If this game had any type of, if it had any mechanic that would actually combat this mass spreading of cities, for example in Civ right now, I would just be bulldozing these because there'd be no way for me to control the rebellion in all of them. Or the unrest, or I forget what it's called, but as you get more cities, they get angrier and angrier. My clerics are going to shoot at those neutrals, and it looks like they did enough damage. They're only tier 1 units, they're not that terrifying. That's fine, and we are just rolling out like crazy. I think we've probably got another episode or two left in us though, so definitely stay tuned for further stuff. Up here at Snow Castle, I'm gonna be contrarian again, and we're gonna call it Grass Castle. There we go. And so, let's see, what else do we have going on here?
Yes, my lord.
We've got some more construction. Here we have the opportunity to do a trading post, which seems like a pretty good plan. Ooh, we have another halberd hall too. We'll just go with that, since I had to deny it back and forth. The Order of Stubborn Knights, that's got to be like a Don Quixote type stab. It gives me like Donkey Knights or something. That'll be cool. I'll check those out next too. Here we got the ability to make a fort, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it right there on the border, and maybe we'll fire some arrows into our opponent's territory. Let's take a look at our movement, just kind of cycle through here and make sure that everybody is completely depleted. And you ladies stay there. Stay where you're at, ladies. And that way. And this group can fire over the hills at that bat fort. And there we are. We're all cleared up for a nice late game charge on Jello-droom. Alright guys, there we go. So we got these wizards down here. These wizards, what were they doing? I don't even remember what these guys were like doing. They're just kind of randomly in the middle of my territory. I'll try and remember. I will definitely plug my brain, or try to unplug my brain. I guess if I plug my brain it seems like there'd be a stoppage, so I guess that I'll try and unplug it, but let's see, what else is going on? The neutrals are pressing into what looks like King Lich's territory. The Minotaurs are holding up for their final assault, their last great noble stand. Hopefully those wolves choose to attack. Oh, okay. I'll accept that as a result. The sea monster is just going back and forth. That looked like a tornado. Was that a tornado?
Your
Weird.
Excellency, someone has humbly requested your aid.
And we're not going to accept that. He wanted to use us once again for his own means, and we're not going to allow it this time. We're just simply not going to allow it. He's got some shamans in my territory, which makes me think I should probably keep some kind of defensive force here. So I may actually keep a few groups of Minotaurs just kind of lined up, holding the fort down, just in case he decides to betray us, because I see it coming. I can smell betrayal on the breeze. We can fire arrows at somebody here. What can we fire at? Oh, the archers. That was much more simple than I was making it out to be. See if my clerics can get a little bit of extra XP for wiping out that unit. I doubt they will, but maybe they'll get a little something out of it. And we've got skeletal veterans. We'll have these guys come out and we'll smash them real fast. We do have a lot of neutrals over here, so I may leave these veterans to handle them, but for now we're going to take Gar and come up to the northwest. We'll also take our chosen, Lancelise the Protector. And we're going to swing him into enemy territory, and he's going to start exterminating some of these units. I'm really surprised he hasn't hit max level yet. I'm not really sure what the max level is for heroes, but I got heroes early enough in this game to where we got to see them level up into pretty substantial combat units. I guess I'll go with a farm. We're looking a little low on food right now. Our food is looking skimp, so we'll throw on and get a little bit of extra. We have a new quest, a temple to Lenord, which just sounds like the god that would get beat up after lunch period. Lenord. Come here, Lenord. Give me your lunch money. We get assassins. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Where do we build that, though? The temples to Lenord can be built in human or undead cities. Huh. Well, let's check that out. Now, a lord is offering his services to me. The cruel creature. It's a bunny. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. He costs 700 gold, though. He's going to hang out for 9 turns. We definitely need the cruel creature, so I'm going to leave him on hold, but hopefully we can pimp ourselves out or whore ourselves out for some money here somewhere. Our bats can fly into enemy territory and do a little bit of scouting. My thanks to those of you who gave me that idea. And we will take these veterans here and put them along the border just in case. Now I'm going to have to move these skeletons first. And so let's take the skeletons. And now that they're... Oh no, they're out of movement points. Weak. Super, super weak. But we should be able to do this the right way like so. Although I may have just softened that up for no apparent reason. I think I did. I think I made a key fundamental error. There we go. We're going to capture it. The problem there is that I didn't want Nicholas Frost to capture it. And so I think we've more or less taken care of that neutral faction. We've got monsters running around and things, but I think we should be able to wrap them up later. Here we can make a Minotaur Labyrinth or a Minotaur Palace. I think I'm going to go with the Minotaur Labyrinth since we already have the Palace. That should allow us to do the Tested by the Labyrinth kind of perk, which makes us a lot stronger. I don't really remember what the buff is, but it makes us better. It makes us better, faster, stronger. It spends a little bit of money for us. Now we've got our wizards here. Let's go ahead and draw them into the melee up here. These guys, let's keep them along the border as well. I just want to make sure that we don't have some ridiculous invasion going on once the war breaks out, because I feel like I'm going to get flooded into from the north. Now, we do have a lot of towers and things, so I think we should probably be okay. But I wasn't planning on fighting Nicholas Frost, which puts us in a somewhat precarious situation for actually going up against him because we've never reinforced that border. He can just march straight on in. And so we'll put our catapult right here. Our veterans are just going to hang out. This Gallius, we're going to swing out to Gorgonwood. Not you guys. And then we've got this group of Minotaurs who are still just going to kind of dogpile on that shaman. Let's take a look at our diplomacy, because he's got to be angry with us so far. He's envious of us, but I think we'll still be okay. He says we're still at war with his enemies, which is strange, so we're still getting a bonus for that. I was expecting this whole thing to drop off, but we're getting a pretty substantial bonus due to religion, so that makes sense. Let's go ahead, we'll close this down, and let's end this turn. Maybe we'll get a little bit more done. We're approaching our time limit here, but maybe we'll get a tad more done. We'll force the turn. And I do really think that he may actually be scouting my territory for some later on advance. I can't prove it, I can't guarantee it, but I can be suspicious of it. And suspicion is always the best way to be if you're not sure about something. Let's see. I mean, I could flood into his territory right now and just let him have it. I'm tempted. Let's go ahead and make another mana trap. Well, we've got enough mana. Let's make a farm, because we've got the production bonus right there anyways. We can fire arrows at somebody from Silent Hall. Which, once again, being a contrarian, hold on. There we go. We'll call it Ruckus Hall. There we go. I was going to do Noisy Hall, but Ruckus Hall sounds a little bit better. And we've got this group of rogues right here. God, there are so many units out here. We'll wipe them out and take over the garbage dump, which is not the best piece of real estate, believe you me. I'm not really sure why we would want a garbage dump, but I guess there's gold in it, so we got in there with our metal detector like those crazy guys on the beach. And let's bring him out this way. And you know what? Let's get it over with. Let's just see what we can do here. We're going to contact Nicholas Frost, and let's do it. There we go. And so we're at war with Nicholas Frost now. So we're going to attack his mages with whatever we've got. And let's put some arrows on them as well. While we've got these units here, I probably could have got myself into a better position before declaring on him. But I do want those wizards gone, so let's make sure we kill them off. Bare minimum, I don't want him to have ranged units. We should be able to wipe out those wolves fairly easily. And then we've got a bombardment from here. And that should put the nail in the coffin for them. We'll have him head west. We'll also have our Gallius start the bombardment of Gorgonwood. And then we'll throw a stone or two in there. Our veterans are going to move in and attack directly. He's got these shamans here. We're going to bum rush them with some minotaurs. just to make sure he doesn't have too much in my territory. I know he's got a few, like, random units that are kind of laying around in my territory that I'm not really super worried about. Did they get to attack and move? Is that an ability that they have? Ooh, that's cool. They can attack then move. That is super awesome. But is it, they have to do it? Oh, it finishes a unit. Okay, so there is a stipulation there. Let's go ahead and march them out this way, and we'll do a little bit of damage to that fort. And yeah, I like where we're at. So, I think this is a good spot to break off this episode. Hopefully in the next episode we'll be able to wrap this bad boy up. Just kind of nail it down and make sure that we finish off all of our spare business, all of our leftover remnant business with Nicholas Frost over here, that beardy bastard. And once we get that done, it should be kaput for this series. So, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. I hope you have enjoyed the series thus far, and I hope you enjoy the things that will be coming out for it. I'll see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.